Welcome back here once again, everyone. Before I get into the real heart of this video, I want to take a moment to talk about this article here from Variety. Secret Meetings, Tequila, and Black Adam vs. Superman, how Dwayne Johnson's bid for DC power flamed out. Now, it's been reported that Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, wanted to take over control at DC. Well, DC Studios, before they hired James Gunn and Peter Safran, he was looking to be the man in charge. Apparently, he pushed for that whole Henry Cavill cameo at the end of Black Adam. Well, Henry Cavill as Superman cameo at the end of Black Adam. And he was hoping to see if he could do certain things. Now, the article is actually really interesting because we get a bit of the information of what it is was going on and what it is he was doing and all of this stuff and stuff here going on. But it's not, it does give you a bit of information as to what he was trying to get done and certain things he wanted to have with it. Because it also says here, Johnson Warner's relationship already was wearing thin after Johnson pushed for a producing credit on the animated film DC League of Super Pets. Never even saw it, who thought it was nonsense, willing to believe it, which opened in July, but did little to promote it. The actor also insisted on a tequila bar at the New York premiere of Black Adam featuring his Terramana brand, despite the film being rated PG-13. Okay, his demands increased and the returns just weren't there, notes another insider. So they talk about what it is he was doing and how it is he was trying to push for certain things and it wasn't showing up at all. Now let's get into this part here. As for what else, I'm going to highlight it so good and have a better understanding of it, right? As for what else Gunn and Safran have planned for DC's future, sources describe it as a broad but not blanket reset. Now listen to this part as I continue reading it very carefully, because some points I need to point out here in order for you to understand what I'm going to be talking about going forward. At this point, nothing is ruled out, given that Miller, listen to it carefully, has stayed out of trouble since beginning mental health treatment in the summer. Some executives are amenable to continuing with the actor as the world-saving speedster after The Flash bows on June 16th. Aquaman, Shazam, Blue Beetle, and Gunn's Peacemaker series for HBO Max all could have a place at the table. Gunn and Safran, who were recommended by DeLuca, have the full backing of the WB top ranks. Now, listen to this very carefully. I'll read it back up. Given that Miller has stayed out of trouble since beginning mental health treatment in the summer, some executives are amenable to continuing with the actor as the world-saving speedster after The Flash bows on June 16th. This does not surprise me at all. And I will tell you why before, but let's continue this here. Now, these movies that they have noted here, Aquaman, the first movie, I thought it was okay and it was fantastic, but it made a good bit of money. Shazam made money. From what I understand, when it comes to Blue Beetle, it's getting a lot of good audience reception, so they will go ahead with that. Peacemaker series, a lot of people liked it. But when it comes to The Flash, what people are not talking about when it comes to The Flash is that The Flash is doing, the early screenings for it are doing really, really good. Really good. Better than anything that is in, because, see, it have Michael Keaton in it, which is a big plus, because Michael Keaton is in it in the batsuit that people will flock for that. But what I understand, people are saying that they really like the story and all of these things. I haven't seen it yet, I haven't heard anything about it, but I have heard some things about it, but people are saying that people who have seen the early screenings say that they really like it. And keep in mind, David Zaslav is hard behind this Flash movie. He wants this movie to do really good. He wants it to do really, really well. So when you hear things like this, it's not surprising to me that you would get articles like this from Screen Rant. Ezra Miller may continue as the Flash in James Gunn's new DCEU. Or you get an article like this from a comicbookmovie.com. Ezra Miller may have a future as Barry Allen beyond the Flash, but Wonder Woman looks set to be shelved. Yeah. Ezra Miller. Why this is not surprising me that they want to keep Ezra Miller. I suspected they were going to do it. I've done videos before talking about the things that Ezra Miller has done it. He's been arrested. He's been accused of attacking people, driving around with firearms, thinking that that the FBI wants to kill him. Media and authorities called his ranch home a cult. He's been accused of grooming. With along telling people kind of craziness about how he's Jesus and Tokata is some Native American spider goddess and all of this madness he has done. All of this madness. And it will not surprise you. It has not surprised, because I've said before in previous videos, when he came out with his apology, I told you it was fake. The only reason it was being done was because they were told, listen, Flash movie in trouble, you're gonna lose some money. So he came out with a fake apology. But that's the whole thing about it. Ezra Miller, the reason why they perfectly, as they said here, some executives are amenable to continuing with the actor. Why? Because Ezra Miller has privilege. That is it. If you want privilege, if you want the opportunity to do whatever the hell you want, and when it comes to Hollywood, change your pronouns. That is it. Go with some they, them pronouns, and you could get everything. I mean, at this point, Ezra Miller could probably raise army and demons and march across New York, and they would still be perfectly happy with him. The kind of things he has been accused of, gotten in legal trouble for. If anybody else, there was even a slight hint that this was going on, they would have fired him so fast. But not Ezra Miller. They have been bending over backwards to accommodate him because Ezra Miller has privilege. That is it. And it's the only reason they are keeping him when it comes to this madness. Nothing else. Absolutely nothing. So keep in mind, this is just a rumor. But you got rid of Henry Cavill, which more fans really were pissed off because people liked him as Superman, wanted to see him continue on as Superman. You got rid of Henry Cavill. You are apparently getting rid of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Ben Affleck as Batman is out. You're most likely going to reboot the entire DC universe. But somehow, you're keeping Ezra Miller, who is actually basically just a criminal at this point. You're keeping the criminal, but you're getting rid of the people who actually making something who people actually enjoy. I mean, it's not their fault when it comes to it's not Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, and Ben Affleck. When it comes to the fucking movies, didn't do so good. Had they been done better, had they been done the way that they should have been done, I've talked about it before, you could have made a damn good profit. But no, as all of them, you haven't heard anything in regards to Henry Cavill doing anything other than some lame-ass report about him, about him having bro talk and video game obsessed on all kinds of things, which turned out to be total crap. Gal Gadot, you haven't heard anything about her. Ben Affleck keeping his head down, doing whatever it is he has to do. Ezra Miller, literally every month last year, every 2 months, something was going on with Ezra Miller. Something involving criminal behavior. But because Ezra Miller has privilege, you're keeping him. That's the only reason. Because I tell you, if you want to be successful in Hollywood, change your pronouns. You can get away with anything. Anything. Go out there and just identify as they, them, and behave as confused as ever, because you could never tell me that you're transgender and non-binary. That makes no sense. But all you have to do is say it. and you get privilege. That's all it takes. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. There's more to read in this article and all of this stuff here with what it is going on and how they and how they're talking about how that they saying that they're amenable to continuing with him and and they may decide to keep him on after the Flash movie. Now, like I said, the Flash movie is doing really good when it comes to the screenings and things, and people will say that they really do like it, and David Zaslav really does like the movie and wanted to move forward, right? And they have other things to go on about. If you this part quickly, it's key to remember that if the Warner Brothers executives are anyone but Zaslav, the new Karabi, it doesn't guarantee that Miller gets to stay on. Now, like I said, it's just a rumor. But it's a rumor I would be willing to believe because Ezra Miller has privilege. With James Gunn's DCEU seemingly heading for a reboot of some kind, that may also rule out Miller's Flash as the version they use in the franchise. Since Henry Cavill is out as Superman and looking for a new star to portray the Man of Steel, despite Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman so far remaining in place. But that is also not going to be done with it and thing now. Gunn has not stated if he will cast a new Diana Prince, but what we know it's something to be considered. But again, as I say, the whole reason is because Ezra Miller has privilege, so they allow him to do whatever the hell he wants. He's going about doing criminal activities, and they are perfectly happy to do that because why? He identifies as this, he identifies as that, he identifies as the other, and all of these things give him privilege in Hollywood to do whatever the hell he wants. Because the way they have bent over backwards to accommodate Ezra Miller's horse shit is astounding. Anybody else, they would have get rid of them so damn fast their head would spin. But no, when it comes to Ezra Miller, because look how they did Henry Cavill as Superman. Wham and they out. But when it comes to Ezra Miller, months they've been tiptoeing around it, and now we get to get a new part. He may continue on as the Flash. Let me know your thoughts about this absolute and utter madness. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the notification bell, be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.